with that, we're going to start with a little bit of background on what MAXXPAY really is. So MAXXPAY has been around for a few years now with EMS, and we really are trying to reinvent what point of sale is all about. So in order to do that, we've come out with an all-new hardware line, improved software with new features and functions, and we're continuing to build that software as we go. So just the basics, MAXXPAY is a tablet-based point-of-sale solution, makes it very easy for a small to mid-sized merchant to manage their business and connect with their customers. It's a very simple-to-use system, touchscreen, just like a mobile phone or tablet your merchants are used to using. 100% secure, PCI and EMV certified, and the system is scalable to fit small to mid-sized merchants. So if it's multiple registers in one location, or even if a merchant has 3 or 4 locations across the city, they could have a MAXXPAY at each one, use the same back office to control all the locations at one time. This is the old hardware that we had been deploying, you guys have been selling, and they're great systems. We still have them out there, they're still running, but we're definitely moving forward into new hardware. So we're going to take these solutions, we're going to make them better. The systems still come completely pre-configured upon arrival. We have a menu builder that works with your merchant to get that all set up. Everybody gets the advanced business portal cloud back office. And then you also receive automatic updates on the software. So as we continue to grow the software, add features, add functions, those software updates are going to be pushed out to your merchants automatically. And it's usually done, off business, so they don't even have to be involved. They don't have to be there. We handle all that here from corporate. Available. So for the Pro, it is an all-in-one payment terminal. It has an 8-inch touchscreen tablet for the merchant to bring their orders up on. There's a super fast thermal printer built in, and it is a full-size 3-inch thermal paper roll. So merchants aren't going to be changing their paper out daily. It holds that 230-foot, 3-inch wide roll. Has an integrated EMV NFC card reader. So right at the top of the device, accepts EMV cards, swipe cards, as well as your contactless forms of payment. So Apple Pay, Google Pay, things of that nature. And then finally, hanging off the back, there is a customer-facing display that is roughly a 4.5-inch touchscreen interactive display for the customer. It's going to show them line item detail that's rung up on the order, and then it's also going to allow them to interact to do tip at the time of sale and signatures on screen. So this device, it gives your merchants the power of a POS while taking up very little counter space. With that 8-inch screen, it's a very small device. The interactive customer-facing screen allows quick-serve restaurants, as I said, to prompt for tip, and it includes a separate cash drawer. So the merchant can definitely just set the device right on top of the cash drawer on the counter, or they can always mount that cash drawer under the counter for security and then just have the POS system sitting up top. So a little bit of a larger image here just to highlight some of the things I talked about. Again, the built-in card reader up here at the top. So it's EMV, all Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Discover chip cards, as well as your traditional magnetic stripe cards. The screen that hangs off the front here is the landing pad for those contactless payments. So again, Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay, it's all built into the terminal, no extra equipment, no extra cost. Next is the main touch screen that the merchant would utilize to bring those orders up. 8-inch Android-based touch screen. Again, we keep that up to date and current for the merchant, so it's going to stay secure as well as up to date with the latest features and functions. On the back there is that customer-facing display, so again, it's sitting on the counter. The customer can actually see as the merchant rings the order up and prompt for tip if needed for those quick-serve restaurants. And then finally, the thermal printer that's built in right here, the arrow's kind of right above the push button, but that whole door just pops open, and it's drop and load paper. So they drop the roll in, pull a little bit out, close the door on it. It has an auto cutter built in, so the receipt prints, and then it actually cuts it off, so no tear lines on those. So again, all in one payment terminal. Everything's there. The cash drawer sits separate. So some of the things that Pro can do, and this is really, the MAXXPAY line has these abilities. Merchants are able to manage categories, subcategories, and modifiers through the cloud back office. They can either email or print receipts for their customers. They have the ability to place orders on hold. So in those seated table restaurants, when servers are taking an order for drinks and then appetizers, they put that check on hold in between each of those stages. The system fully supports that. Through the hold functionality, you can assign your checks to different servers, tag table numbers onto the order so you can set up identifiers to have it print table 1, table 2. There's a full discounting module built in. This is good for retail or restaurant. They can create as many discount buttons as they want for either % off or dollar off by the item or for the entire order. And then there's also a manual discount feature. They're able to split payment, so you can go in and just select you want to pay a part of a bill with cash and a part with credit card. It's very easy to do that. They can also split by the number in the party. So if everybody just says there's 4 people at the table, split it evenly. There's a quick and easy way through the checkout screen to split that down. The system supports multi-tax functionality. So it will not only record and track multiple different tax rates, but those tax rates can be applied to individual products. You can apply multiple taxes to one product, one tax to a product, so on and so forth. It's extremely customizable. And then the merchant can pull a taxing report in the back office to help with their quarterly or monthly taxes. Inventory management, the system will count. If you put in that you have 5 bottles of Coca-Cola and you sell 2, the system will then say that you have 3 bottles of Coca-Cola. So basic inventory management and counts. The complete online back office portal where they control the POS itself, their inventory, their menu, but they also have access to all the reporting and data analytics in that back office. MAXXPAY has a built-in free loyalty program for your merchants. So during that pre-install phase, when we're kind of configuring the system, we will definitely mention this to your merchants. It's a free program that their customers earn 1 point for every dollar they spend in the merchant store. It's all tracked just by phone numbers, so there's no hard card, no sign-up process, no downloads. Customer just provides their phone number and the system tracks their points based on that. We're now fully integrated with our Altus gift card program. What does that mean, fully integrated? That means you can issue new cards, reload existing cards, redeem cards for purchases, check balances, manage cards. All of those functionalities are done directly through the MAXXPAY POS. So you don't have to have a separate terminal to run our Altus gift cards on anymore. It goes through the POS. We mentioned splitting payments by dollar value. The system also supports splitting orders by items. So again, you have that table at a restaurant. I want to pay for my meal. They want to pay for their meal. There's a very quick interface that you can select items off the check, separate them onto separate checks, and present each guest with a bill. Multiple station printer support. So if they have multiple stations in the kitchen, as well as expediter printers. So we can have food go to the grill, the fry station, and the salad station, and then the expediter gets a list of all those items on one receipt so they can pull the meal together. Multiple different printers can be supported, as many as a merchant needs, and each individual item can be routed to an appropriate printer, so you have that control at the item level. Number 2, it has an integrated time clock. So it allows the employees to clock in, clock out, break in, break out. For those restaurants and bars, if they want to track tips for their servers, for cash tips, they can have the time clock prompt for a cash tip at the end of the day. It will also allow the employees to print out a timesheet to see their hours. And then the merchant has that cloud-based back office where they can go pull timesheets for all employees to create payroll. And then finally, with the Pro device, you have a couple options of some add-on other MAXXPAY units. Number one, if you have a merchant that just wants their servers to go out and be able to enter an order at the table and have it fire back to the kitchen without having to go back to a actual station, you can add on additional tablets just for order at the table. These tablets are specifically designed. It's a 10-inch Android tablet. You can take it out, tap an order in, send it to the kitchen printer, but they do not process payment. The other option you have is if you have a merchant that wants to just do pay at the table, or they want to do order and pay at the table, you can add on the MAXXPAY Mini handheld devices. They connect via Wi-Fi within the business, and those actually have the capability to just be a payment device, so they can pull up held orders, process a payment at the table, or they can be set up to allow order entry as well as payment. So then the server could just carry that device out, enter the order, take the same device out, take payment on it, and have full table service available to the merchant.